This is One-on-One.
Just like some people, like my mother, she was very smart, but due to the lack of money, she couldn't go to college.
Imagine being a senior, who cares, you're gonna drop out, you could drop out.
In my neighborhood, there's a lot of gang violence. Since my parents are immigrants, they look for me to have a future, and they want me to succeed.
People, when they look at us, they don't think that we can succeed, and I want to overcome that. I want to say I can do it.
It's good stuff. That is from the Rutgers Future Scholars Program, and the gentleman who knows all about it is with us right now. He is Courtney McAnuff, and he is Vice President of Enrollment Management at Rutgers University. Good to see you, Courtney.
Great to be here, Steve.
That program is a program that is led by Rutgers in which communities throughout the state?
Camden, Newark, New Brunswick, and Piscataway, Rutgers home communities.
Yeah, and the young people we see here, they represent students who might otherwise not have certain opportunities, right?
That's correct. They're all low-income students, many families on public assistance, some wards of the state, public housing, students with potential that we identify in 7th grade along with the school districts.
So interesting. I met you on a tour. I took my son on a tour of Rutgers a few years back. He chose to go to a different institution, even though Rutgers is one of the finest places around. Great, still a great deal. But I'm curious about this. A lot of these students who become part of this Future Scholars Program, I ask myself, what kind of impact does this have on their lives and on their futures?
I think it's a phenomenal impact. Our goal really is to, one, graduate high school, which in many of those districts doesn't happen at a very good rate, and two, get them into college and to change the lifestyle trajectory.
How do you do that? Like, what do you actually do in the program?
Well, starting in 7th grade, the students come to campus for several weeks in the summer.
7th grade?
At the end of 7th grade.
You bring them to Rutgers?
We bring them to
and
Rutgers.
And what happens for a 12, 13-year-old?
Well, they get to actually pick some classes. So the biology class might be crime scene investigation, why the chicken died. But we try to get them excited about school. Whether it's engineering or math or science, there's some aspect, there's something that turns them on. So they may take a ballroom dancing class or hip hop class as part of Mason Gross.
School of Mason Gross, an extraordinary school of the arts, right?
What excites them? And we just try and ring that bell for those students. And then it gets more rigorous and more academic every year. They come back every summer. Rutgers provides academic coursework during the summers. They will all enter college with 9 to 15 credits. And
they come in with credits?
They will come into college with credits.
One second, Courtney. Are they accepted into Rutgers just because they stay in the program?
They are not. They have to earn regular admission, and that's what they're told in 7th grade. There are no special corners cut for them. If they don't earn regular admissions, they cannot go. But if they do earn regular admissions, they will go tuition free.
Now, that's the part that's so interesting to me. Rutgers, while I still said it's a good deal, it's not cheap.
No, it is not.
It's just compared to the privates. The cost. How is the program funded? Who funds the program?
The program is primarily funded by private donors. Our biggest contributors are AT&T and Merck Pharmaceuticals, but we have a large number of foundations and many corporations and private individuals.
Why would they care so much about this?
I think they see the issue in their community, and Camden is Detroit, it's South LA, it's Hialeah, Florida. What we're trying to create is a model that may be replicated throughout the United States. And so we're very carefully documenting Future Scholars, what works, what doesn't work, and how other communities and universities might duplicate that effort.
Well, I want to be clear. You're saying, while you're proud that it's called the Rutgers Future Scholars Program, you don't see why this could not and should not be a model for other institutions of higher learning across the country?
I think it should be in every research university across the country and most regional universities in this state. Just imagine if we could take 200 kids at every public university in this state and really give them a chance to go to college, a very strong chance, low-income kids, what a difference it would make to the state.
I'm thinking about this. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in New York City.
What part?
I grew up in Queens. I went to college in Manhattan. But I went tuition free. Without that option at City College, I would not have gone to school.
When you look at these kids, what do you see?
I see unbelievable promise. And what stands out to me is how bright they are and how we could be wasting half these kids in these school districts. When you see 50% graduation rate, what's wrong?
50% graduation rate in their high schools.
In some of these schools,
So
yes.
they will go through the high school experience. 50% of them will not graduate.
That's correct. And the future is extremely bleak for those who don't graduate.
Describe that for folks who may not understand. The vast majority of our audience on public television, respectfully, because we know the demographics, from an economic and from an educational point of view, they'll have a hard time relating to what you're saying right now. 50% will not graduate, and
In
what will
some
happen
schools,
to
yes.
those children?
Many of them,
Those young adults, they're not
especially
children.
minority males, end up in jail at a great cost to society, a great cost to the state, and a tremendous cost to their communities. In fact, if they go to college at all, the likelihood of going to jail decreases significantly. Our economic impact study shows that for every 200 kids in Future Scholars, the state of New Jersey will save about $30 million.
This is personal for you.
It is. It is. And I think it's just a critical role for public universities to make sure that access is given to all citizens of the state, no matter how poor they are. Because they're bright, they just need an opportunity.
The name of the program is the Rutgers Future Scholars Program, to break the chain of poverty, offering academically ambitious. By the way, how do you define academically ambitious students?
Well, we work with their 7th grade teachers, and we ask for students who show promise, not necessarily great grades, but who you think are quick and have promise and meet the low-income first-generation standards, and let's take a shot at helping them through.
And it's not an accident that you've picked Newark, Camden, New Brunswick, communities that Rutgers is very much a part of.
That's correct. We're part of those communities, and we can make a great difference in those communities.
And if people want to find out more, Courtney, about the program, how can they do that?
futurescholars.rutgers.edu on the web.
Got it up right there. Courtney, I want to thank you for what you are doing at Rutgers, and we in fact hope that it becomes a national model for others to follow. It's a great model. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. This is Steve Aduabto. This is One on One. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you, Courtney.
One on One with Steve Aduabto has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One on One with Steve Aduabto has been provided by Wells Fargo, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the New Jersey Education Association, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, PSE&G, and by Verizon Communications. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine. One on One with Steve Aduabto has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.